So yeah,
remember when we had the guy, he left a comment and he said, I thought this was too good to be true, but they just had a sale in Florida. I don't remember the county, but he's like, yeah, $500,000 house, 550, I think, sold for $70,000. And then we went and we checked,
that's right.
and sure enough, it did sell at the auction. So these things do go. And one of the biggest mistakes that we see in this industry is that you can't judge the industry based off of one auction. Your timeline to success in this is everybody's on their own journey, right? So for example, when I went to my first auction, I got something at my very first auction, which was absolutely awesome. From there, some folks might watch and maybe they go, we hear it all the time. They're like, I went to this auction, everything got bid up, or I prepared for this auction and none of my properties went to sale. And then we say, well, how many did you look at? I'm like, I looked at 7. And that's not enough. So you have to be willing to play this game and be okay going to a couple auctions and maybe not getting a property. That's part of the game. And it's also the way everything in life happens on a successful scale, right? Like, when you play basketball, you learn drills, you practice, you play games against each other before you actually go and play a game against the competing city. Whereas in this, one of the big mistakes is they watch our video and they're like, I went to the auction and everything got bid up. And it's like, that's okay. Sometimes you might go to 4 or 5 auctions and things get bid up. But when you consider how long it now takes to prep for one of these sales, especially with AI, it's like, so what if it takes you 3 to 5 hours to prepare for an auction? You're learning how to do research. You're learning how to comp properties. Your real estate IQ goes up with every single auction. And it's not a big deal if you go to 3 or 4. So, let's say on your 5th auction and you put in, 5 hours per sale. So you have 20 hours invested and maybe you get something that's worth $100,000 and you get it for 20 and then you can sell it for 80. Like, the ROI when this kicks in and works can be huge. You just have to stick with it. And the more sales you go to, the more consistent you are, the more money you're going to make. This is a game where you literally just show up and, some days it hits, some days it doesn't. Some days everything gets bid up. Some days everything comes off your list, and you have to be okay with that because this is one of the biggest arbitrages in real estate investing if you want to get deals. And remember, like Josh was saying, the harder a deal is to find, often the better that deal is going to be. So there's 3,300 tax deed counties. We have them all listed out for you guys in the free directory below. And, a lot of this hasn't changed. The basics are pretty simple. Find the counties you're interested in, give them a call, find out when the sale is, find out how to register, find out if it's online, is it in person, ask them what happens to the properties that don't sell at the auction. How do you get the list? Those are over-the-counter properties. And you start taking action. If it's in your own backyard, awesome. If it's not, then we do it virtually. There's really not a lot of excuses these days to stand in your way.